Oh, hey, greetings and salutations. Guess what I'm doing today? Well, you know I got 3 kids, and I've done 2 camping trips with 2 of them. Well, I got the 3rd one with me today. And we're out in the Mojave Desert again at a nice little volunteer cabin that I visited, oh, I don't know, for the first time about a year ago, October. I'll put that video up there so you can check it out if you're so inclined. This cute little thing. That's the cabin that Tanner and I stayed in back in March. I'll put that video up there if you want to watch it. It was a rather cold and miserable night that night. I don't think we're going to have the same issues tonight. So I'm going to get the car unloaded. I brought a whole bunch of wood with me again today. And we'll burn all that tonight for sure. All right, we're gonna go for a little walk. I can tell you that this cabin, sorry for the wind too, I took this thing out of its cage. Apparently my microphone cord is, what am I trying to say? It's dickered. So, apologies for the wind noise. We're gonna take a walk down to that cabin down there. Oh, that was pretty strenuous. Not really. I lost ambition. Why walk when you can drive? Okay, so we were here, oh geez, a month or 2 ago. Oh, it doesn't look like they've done anything in here since we've been here last. Well, it would be nice to have this thing dried in. Excuse me. That outhouse seen better days. This will be nice if they ever get it going. Well, come here, bud. I found the well. Water down there. Come on, bud. Chris, I hope that's not an ominous sign. Oh, watch your head. Poor fella. Bumped his little head. Oh, we got a little fire started. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And he didn't eat marshmallows, so I didn't bring any. But we'll sit out here. And apparently he really likes fire, so I'm gonna have to make sure that he never gets his hands on a Bic lighter or a book of matches. Otherwise we'll probably lose the house. He seems quite amused. No touch. No, what do you want? What are you looking for in there? I got nothing in my pocket. No, you're not gonna throw that on there either. Here, throw that on there. There you go. Throw it in there. Good job. So we'll probably hang out here until a little bit after dark. Then we'll go inside and hang out in there, build a fire in there, and chill for the rest of the night. Set up the bed and stuff. I don't know if I showed you that, but let's go look at what this cabin has to offer. Now, I did notice the last time I was here, I think I remember seeing an axe. No, it's gone, or a hatchet. But we have a sink. Pictures. There's a photo album here. The pictures show the original it was either a wood-fired or a white gas-fired oven and stove here with them white cast iron and white porcelain deals. And now we have a steel belted Coleman cooler, and this is food storage. Some pots and pans, tap water. It's been there. It's only been there a week. There's some more water. Some paper goods, hand soap and dish soap. I gotta try some of that. I've been seeing that a lot out in the wilderness. Some peanut butter. I have no idea what that is. Spices. And this building looks like it's 12 by 16. The pictures show that wood stove there, or one like it, very similar to it anyway. They were in the original homestead. There was a rocking chair here. This is where the bed was for a time when they lived here. I don't remember when they came out here to preserve this, when the volunteers got permission to do that, but they kept everything to the original, the way it was originally, and they almost have to because it's historical significance. Check how these windows work, right? Talk about simplicity. Just these details. So there's this wooden track made up of a piece of 1x nailed to another piece of wood that's looks like 4 by 3/4 or 5/8. A piece of 1 inch and a half by 1 that's nailed to that, and a piece of trim that's nailed to that to create a channel up and on the top and the bottom, and just a simple framed window that slides in and out of that. And there's a lot of cross ventilation here. There's a window on every wall, on these 3 walls, and there's one here and one here, and these are even cooler because they're pocket windows. Check that out. Not as big as the cabin up on the hill, but this one seems to be a little more weatherproof. I hope we don't have to have any rain tonight to find out. But there's this, I don't know, this looks like a pretty old cot. A spring, or not a cot, it's a bed. It's got vinyl cushions on it. Yeah, that's period. There's a couple of sleeping bags that are here. One underneath there and one on top here. I brought a couple pillows. There's a pillow here. There's a sleeping bag. There's some books to read. A table to sit at. I brought this. I'm glad I did because there's no stove here. But this is here. I think that's empty. Anyway, I'll check into that a little bit more later. Not bad. What'd you do? You messed with it, didn't you? You messed with it, didn't you, huh? Yeah, you shouldn't mess with it because I told you not to. And that didn't last very long. Okay. Well, I need to... I got nothing in my pocket. Well, I need to put that thing back together and get it burning again. Here's another detail that I really like. And that's these simple little hoods that are placed over the windows just to keep the rain out when it does rain, and maybe provide a little bit of shade. Just a piece of tin. And they're on, I don't know if they're on all the windows, but I know they're on all the windows. Looks like they had rainwater catchment too. Gutter, downspout. This went down. There's probably a tank down in the bottom there, or right there. And then the water was pumped back up into the house. Much better construction techniques than that cabin up yonder. That cabin up there was built in the 30s. I don't know when this one was built, probably in the 50s, 40s, 50s. Well, it's just after 4 o'clock, and I think it might be a little bit too overcast for one of those epic sunsets, but I'm going to set the camera up here on the tripod and do a hyperlapse, and we'll see. Should set somewhere right around there. Well, I was right. The sunset wasn't nearly as glorious as it should have been. But let that get started. So I turned the Christmas lights on. We got these up at the other cabin too. You like the Christmas lights? Yeah. Want to take your jacket off? We're going to settle in for the night. Hopefully this kid doesn't stay up till midnight like he normally does. And pick it up in the morning. Okay. Good night. Oh, good morning. That was a pretty cozy night. This was probably just as good, if not better, than the last cabin Tanner and I stayed at. This one's a little bit smaller, so it's easier to keep warm. In fact, I had at least one window cracked all night long, and you can see how much wood I got left. So it was nice. So it's about 20 to 7. Sun will be up here in a minute. I'll set you up over here so you can watch the shadows disappear from the western sky as the sun comes up over the mountain. I got it. Thank you. Some of you viewing this video might wonder, why are you making all these videos about camping with your kids? What's the significance in that? Oh, live rounds. Sorry, I was distracted by a shiny object. But the reality of the matter is that I'm making these videos more for them and me than for y'all. Let me explain. Hey, you running home? It's a long run. Buddy, stay up here. So I had a conversation a couple weeks ago with my dad, and I post some of these pictures on these trips. I'm making a movie, bud. Okay? What? Okay. Is that better? I thought you were too hot. Okay. Good morning. Can I kiss, please? Can I kisses? Okay. We'll brush our teeth in a minute, okay? Go frolic. Anyway, I post these pictures on Instagram, and they automatically get posted to my Facebook. Well, my dad watches my Facebook, and he was asking about the trip, and I told him, I think he was commenting when I took my daughter out camping, and I told him about it, and I told him, yeah, I'm taking Tanner out next weekend, I think maybe we'd just gotten back or something, and was telling him about that trip, and he says, you know, Rick, you're a really good father, and I'm like, I don't know about that, you know, I get angry too quickly, I yell at my kids too much, and I curse in front of them too much, and sometimes I wonder if I'm not failing miserably at this father gig. But he said something that kind of broke my heart a little bit. He said, you know, I regret not taking the time to do that kind of stuff with you guys. That's really unfortunate because that's time he can never get back. Maybe it's just because I wasn't afforded the luxury of youth when I had kids. I was in my 40s when I had when Tanner was born, and I was in my mid to late 40s when the twins were born. You know, just doing the quick math in my head, I realized that I wasn't going to have much time with these kids, and that I better make the best of it. So it reminds me of something that I heard at a leadership conference once. The speaker at this conference made a statement that seared itself into my soul, and he said, you know, we'll always make time for the things that we prioritize. So if you prioritize partying and going to the bar, guess what? You'll always make time for that. If you prioritize fishing and hunting, you'll always make time for that. You'll find resources for that kind of stuff. So when I was in my 20s, I was really living a self-destructive lifestyle. Didn't really think I was going to make it to my 30s. So in my mid-20s, I heard this really loud pop sound, and that was the sound of my head coming out of my ass. And I really didn't get my stuff together until I was in my mid to late 20s. And then in my late 20s and early 30s, I focused on my career. And in my mid to late 30s, I was living out of a suitcase. So when I was getting my act together, my contemporaries were starting families. So in my late 30s, when I just decided on a whim, because I was so used to living a nomadic lifestyle, that I pretty much decided on a whim to move out west, because A, I didn't have anything holding me back, and 2, if I didn't do it now, when would I ever do it? So look at the blessings that were bestowed to me as a result of making that on-the-fly decision. But if you have kids, especially if you have small kids, prioritize time with them, because this is time that's going to go like that, and you'll never get it back. Don't be like in the song, The Cat's in the Cradle. That's why I make these kinds of videos, because I'm not going to be here forever. And I want these kids to look back and have fond memories of this kind of stuff. So, thank you. No! You gotta brush your teeth, boy. Let me kiss you. And wash your face. Where's your little teeth going? Let me see. Not out yet, is it? Come on, let's go brush your teeth. Besides, truth be known, these are the kind of videos that I like to make the most. They don't get the most views. In fact, they get the least amount of views. But I like to make them because I get to hang out with my favorite people and create memories that they can watch long after I'm gone. That's why. So I got the cabin cleaned up. I got all this trash picked up. I got one thing left to do, and that's get the coals out of the wood stove, put them in the fire ring here, and douse the coals. So I don't have to worry about burning the place down, because that would really suck. Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
What? You hear that? He's been saying that. Hey, Dad? What? Watch your head. You about ready? I think he misses Mama. Yeah. All right, let me clean out the coals. I got one more thing I need to do for sure. Probably the most important thing. How about that? Yeah. Make sure this doors are closed. One final thing to do before we head out. I gotta close this shit house door. Make sure it's locked. Original. At least the door is. All right, I think we can get out of here now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, I don't know what's wrong with you. On behalf of my youngest son and myself, thank you for taking the time to watch. So if you like this video, smash that like button. Share it with a vast social media network. That helps the channel a lot. If you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, click the little bell icon that's right next to the sub button. That way you get post notifications. If you'd like to support this channel, there's a few ways you can do that. I'm an Amazon affiliate. Check the links in the description for links to Amazon links. You can do all your Amazon shopping through any of those links. If you want to throw me a couple bucks for gas, provisions, there's PayPal. And if you want to support this channel for as low as $3 a month, there's Patreon. Thank you in advance if you can afford to do that. And if you can't, probably means we're related. So until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep powder dry, have a splendid day. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.